study economic survey. So here is a chapter name is investment and saving slowdowns and recoveries, cross-country insights for India, taking it from study IQ. So investment and saving slowdowns and recoveries, cross-country insights for India. Especially I study now. Okay, so we can understand it. Okay, Minsky had a theory, the financial hypothesis, instability hypothesis, arguing that lending goes through the three distinct stages. Notes. Minsky's main idea is so simple that it could fit on T-shirt with just three words. Stability is destabilizing. To generate on economic crisis or sudden blooms. Okay, some parts of external shock has to occur, whether that be a rise of in oil prices, war or the invention of the internet. Minsky this agreed. He thought that the system itself could generate shocks through its own internal dynamics. He believed that during period of economic stability, banks, firms, and other economic agents becomes complacent. They assume that the good times will keep on going and begin to take a greater risk in pursuit or profit. So the next crisis are shown in the good time. Note, since 2010, discussed the of Indian growth have centered on one simple question: how soon will the economy revert to 8 to 10% growth? The ratio of the ratio of gross fixed capital formation to GDP climbed from 26 to 26.5% in 2003, reached a peak of 33 to 35.6% in 2007, and then slid back to 26.4% in 2017. That prevailed throughout the 1990. In fact, it was the boom of the 2000s that was exceptional. And India's climb to about 10% real GDP growth was accompanied by the unprecedented 9% point pickups in domestic savings and investment rates. The subsequent slide in investment and saving, okay, as a percent of GDP, has merely brought these rates back towards normal levels. Specifically, okay, GFCF, okay, to be more precise, gross fixed capital formation, measure the net increases in fixed capital. Generally, so speaking, developing countries often devote a higher percent of GDP to investment. Countries with rapid rates of economic growth are heavily investing in more fixed assets to enable rapid economic growth. China has one of the highest rates of gross fixed capital formation. Gross fixed capital formation percent of GDP. Okay, so here you can see in China's gross fixed capital formation percent 46.5% of GDP. India, okay, here so 29.5, Russia and other some countries. So figure investment savings at percent of GDP India and sample economics average for sample economics of it. So here investment and savings. So you can see it's Indian, left panel, sample economics right panel. Okay, so here is change in composition of investment and saving rates percent India. So here is change in investment, change in saving. Here you can see in 2016 public private. So here you can see the saving based on the back of the investment and saving. So that is unavailable to 2015-16. Private investment accounts 5%, points out of 6.3% overall investment. Okay, our decline about 2007 and 8 and 2015 and 16. So here is chapter 1 of the economic survey. You can see in volume 2. So 3.5 here, so that the expected Going forward for India's investment in particular, and for the country's prospects, are reverting to sustained high growth rates. Which after attempts to answer this question, this taking the clue from saving and investment slowdown episodes witnessed over the past 40 years in other including similar countries. To investigate this issue, this chapter identifies episodes of savings and investment slowdowns, studies their patterns, so draws the policy lessons for reversing India's investment growth. So identifying investment and saving slowdowns. So investment and saving slowdowns are defined using a specific set of conditions. First, a shortfall defined as the difference between the average investment in the slowdown year and subsequent 2 years. It's average of the previous 5 years, then a slowdown year. So number of slowdowns episodes, 3% threshold. For 8 to 14. Okay, so here you come on, here you can see savings in investment. So here you can see. So all the things now here, 1997 crisis, it is there. India slowdown years, 2% it is 2013, for 2012, 13 and 14, and 3%, 4% saving nil. So here 15, 16 support, 4%. So well stock, okay, get modernization, pre-crisis and post-crisis and pre-crisis. In other words, in this current investment saving a slowdown, episode has been lengthily compared. Okay, this savings versus investment growth consequences. Notes, theory, notes. Okay, Woodrick provides evidence of the simultaneous use may not be as necessary, arguing that successful economic performance is not explained by saving transitions episodes. Rate of saving based on the finding on this finding Woodrick proposes policies will focused. Okay. So thank you, friends.